Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with a video from my Ginkgo biloba tree. Now, this tree is in my side yard of my house, and it's got a problem. But it's not really a problem that I can solve with this tree. So the problem is this tree is female. Now, the majority of trees that are in landscaping across the United States that are ginkgo are typically male, right? So we typically only plant males, we typically only cultivate males. We just don't usually have female trees. And this is a species of tree that is dioecious, so it does have both male and female plants. So the male plant is separate than the female plant, which is different from things like roses or apple trees, where it has both the male and female organs in the are on the same plant. So this one has separate sex organs on different plants. Now, the reason that this is a problem with the ginkgo is the fruit. If you've seen my short, I explain the fruit is stinky. So that fruit smells, well, it's been likened to smell like rancid butter, vomit, and dog poop, which are three things that I really don't want my yard smelling like. Now, let's go back and look at that fruit. The other thing that I discovered with my research of the ginkgo tree, I knew about the smell, but there is one other thing about this fruit that becomes a safety issue. So these trees will fruit quite heavily, and I really don't mind picking up fruit, so I could go ahead and do that, but it's got another secret. Not only does it stink, but from the best of my research, I'm going to see if I've got the right chemical here. It contains urushiol. I don't know. It's urushiol, I think is how you pronounce it. It is the same oil that poison oak and poison ivy have that causes irritation of the skin. Now, I am a unique individual, though I do have allergies. I don't react to poison oak. I've been above head high in the middle of a poison oak patch and been through all the bushes and never got it. So as far as my knowledge, I'm not allergic to poison oak. So it means I could potentially pick up those fruit, but I'm also someone that in the summertime loves to go barefoot. And barefoot in the yard is not great. Not when the fruit could potentially cause contact dermatitis. And that's not something that I want. Contact dermatitis, imagine a bad itchy rash, poison oak rash basically. Or, if you're in another area, you might say poison sumac. So I'll just give you some plants that you might know. Hopefully this has been in focus the whole time. But yeah, this plant, it's got its issues. So it's going to be slated for destruction. I am going to cut it down. I just have to decide what I want to replace it with. I do have a crimson maple in my front yard that I'd like to keep, but it does have some issues with it that I need to eventually have addressed. But with this one, yeah, it's probably pretty much a goner. It's kind of sad. We really only cultivate 80 to like 98% male. The number is iffy. A lot of documentation flips different ways, but there's not a lot of them that are female trees. They're very kind of rare. So in that respect, I hate to cut it down, but for the health and safety and the smell, I think this one's a goner. It's sad because they usually don't start fruiting until they're 20 years of age. So it takes a while for it to get to this point where you discover it's a female tree. You can have it genetically tested, I guess. That's the research I found, but I ain't going to pay for that. And typically a nurseryman should be growing it from a cutting or a vegetative propagation. They should be doing it that way from a male to ensure that we don't have female trees entering the system. Why this one was that way, I don't know. But hey, it's just the odd things I found with my house. So yeah, this is a female Ginkgo biloba tree. Smelly fruit, fruit that causes rashes. Fruit's edible, but it's also mildly toxic, and if you have to fight poison oak reactions and the smell, why would you want to eat it? So yeah, it's got to go. But yeah, Ginkgo biloba. Other things about this tree is this is a tree from the time of the dinosaurs, so it is a closely related plant to cycads. If you're a Gen Xer, you would say that a long-necked dinosaur was named a brontosaurus. I think it's now an Apatosaurus or something like that. But your long-necked browsing dinosaurs would have fed off of these and their close relatives, the cycads. So it is a living fossil. It almost went extinct, but a group of Japanese monks in about 1600 were discovered to have been cultivating it and basically keeping the species alive. And that's where we've got our cultivars from, according to the research that I found. But yeah, it's a living fossil. We have evidence of these trees with this leaf, specifically this style of leaf, in fossil material. And so we know it's an ancient plant with that regard. But yeah, so kind of sad. I was really hoping that it was a hermaphroditic tree. So if you're not familiar with that term, when it relates to plants, there have been rare occasions where they have discovered individual branches on a Ginkgo biloba tree switching from male to female to allow the tree to reproduce and produce fruit. It's very rare. It's not been documented a lot. It's known to occur, but it's not super common. And I was hoping that was what was going on with this one. But at my best count, I've got 3 separate branches that are definitely female. So at that point, I can't just cut them off and hope for the best. So it's not a male tree with female branches on it. It's, I believe, a fully female tree. So for that reason, it's got to go. I'm going to miss it, but I get to go pick something else for my house and figure out what else I want. But Ginkgo biloba, great for the yard as long as they're male. Hope that was some good information for you. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.